I do not want you to mow grass, work very, very hard your entire life, and then get towards retirement and then realize you don't have anything. If you are a young lawn care guy, like this video right here, if you pay attention, this video will change your life. A lot of the times, young guys are not exposed to this. You're not probably searching out how to financially retire when you're 20 years old. Having a platform on YouTube and knowing what I know now, I just turned 40. There are some things that I'm very, very happy that me and my wife have done. I want to give you some options here in this video. Let's talk about some of the challenges that self-employed business owners have, particularly lawn care business owners. We don't have an employer match for like 401ks or investing in the stock market. So it's on us to take care of our own retirement. There's a couple lies that we tell ourselves. One is we'll just work forever. No, we won't. This job is excruciatingly physically demanding, and there will come a time, I mean, believe it or not, there will come a time when we want to stop working, okay? The second lie that a lot of us tell ourselves is my business is my retirement, okay? I'm not going to pull statistics offline, but the chance of you selling your business and it providing enough for you in retirement, statistically, it's not going to happen, okay? And I'm not saying that happens for everybody, but statistically, that's not an option. So we need to have an honest, real conversation about what actually is the best option for you. So what is the best way to handle your retirement? My college education is in finance. I have a finance degree, and I will never forget something that happened whenever I was in college. I didn't know anything about finance, but I remember sitting down and my professor, he comes up to the board and starts drawing on the board. And this entire lecture was basically how somebody with a very, very low, modest income could retire with several $1 million. And as he started putting the math on the board, my mind was just absolutely blown at what happens when you start investing early. Now, if you are later in the game, I do not want this to be a discouragement for you. I want you to do something right now for me. We're going to walk through something, and I'm going to show you how powerful it is if you will just start investing now. I want you to open up your computer, and I want you to go to Google and then type in TVM calculator, okay? Time value of money calculator. Let's do that real quick. All right, TVM calculator. The first one that comes up here is a FN calculator. You're just going to click on this website, okay? Now, here's what I want to show you about this. Okay, so a quick rundown of this so you know what you're looking at and you can start inputting some variables. The very first thing that I want you to do is go down here and where it says compounding, I want you to put in annually, okay? That's going to simplify everything for us. So if you switch that to annually, and then you come back up here and look at present value. Present value would be any funds you already have sitting in an account. Let's just say you have absolutely nothing in retirement right now, so let's just put 0 in there, okay? Payments, this would be the annual payments that you would make towards your retirement account. So if you were making $200 a month contributions towards your retirement, then this area right here, you would put in $2,400, okay? So if you were doing $300 a month, it would be $3,600. Let's assume that you can do $300 a month. So we're going to do $3,600 right here. I put a minus sign because it is money going out, okay? $3,600 annually, okay, is what you're investing, all right? We don't know what the future value is going to be, so don't worry about that. Let's just assume that you are going to get an annual rate of, we'll call it, now everybody always gets upset about this. Some people say you should do 8%. Some people say the average stock market return is 12%. Some people want to adjust for inflation and tell you should only have 3%. Just look, let's just do 10%. And I'll tell you that my investment accounts over the last 20 years, mine and my wife's have done a little over 10% over the course of 20 years. So I feel really comfortable about telling you you could expect 10% returns over the course of your investing career. Periods. This is the biggest factor right here. And this is why it is so important if you are a young guy to understand this concept right here. Periods is the amount of years that you have to invest. If you are 20 years old and you can invest for 40 years up until 60, you would just put 40 in here, okay? Now, if you are 30 years old and you can only invest for 30 years, then until you turn 60, then you would put 30 in here, okay? So that's how you would change that around. So let's assume again that you are 20 years old. You can do $300 a month in your retirement and expect 10% returns, okay? Now what you'll do is you'll come over here to future value, and then you can just click on future value and it'll show you what you should expect to have in that retirement account. Now here's the thing. You look at this and it's about $1.6 million, and there's people out there that say, hey, oh my gosh, you know, $1.6 million, that's not enough to live on. Let me tell you that there are probably millions of 59 and 60-year-olds that wish they had $1.6 million sitting in a retirement account right now that they could look at. If I'm wrong, let me know. Now that you have a brief understanding of this, you can manipulate each of these variables for your specific situation. So let's say you could do $400 a month instead of the $300. So that would change this to $4,800 annually. And then let's look at how that affects our future value. If you could just $100 more a month, 100, that's like, what is that to you? Let's look at the difference that creates in future value. That's almost $600,000 extra for $100 a month. Let's assume that you are super serious and you can do $500 a month. You just put it to the side. You did some extra hedge trimming jobs. You are diligent about this. That changed your annual contribution to $6,000 annually. And if you go look at your future value, $2.6 million. Now let's assume instead of retiring at 60, you decided to wait till 62. So that gives you 2 more years of compounding. So you would change your 40 to 42. The future value there is $3.2 million. Now we can sit here and split hairs about, you know, what is realistic, what's not, but you go to this FN calculator and start putting in different variables unique to your situation. This should be enough to get you excited about contributing to your retirement. The challenge is a lot of times we tell ourselves we don't have the extra money to retire, and it's simply not true. We just choose to do different things with our money. This video is not intended to make anybody feel bad about themselves if they have like a big truck payment or toy payments like boats and then RVs and four-wheelers, UTVs and campers and all those things. This is not what that video is intended to do. This video is intended to shed light that at some point we are going to want to retire, and I don't think it's a good idea that we lie to ourselves and say our business is our retirement or we'll work until we drop. Both of those are terrible plans. If you are currently running your own lawn care business, I would say that you have a certain amount of grit, you have a certain amount of determination and discipline, okay? Not everybody can run a small business. My challenge to you is to channel some of that discipline and grit into your retirement side of things. If you are in your early 20s and you're watching this video, I promise that 60 seems forever away. Let me tell you, friend, I just turned 40 years old and it happened like that, okay? I'm very, very grateful that myself and my wife took our retirement planning very serious early. And I cannot tell you the peace of mind that it gives me to be able to look at our retirement account right now and say, we are on track. If the lawn business goes to heck, the funds that we have accumulated right now, by the time we get to our retirement, we are on track. And I want to emphasize the point that if you're in your early 20s, 40 will come before you know it. It's coming, bud. And I promise, whenever you get 40 years old, if you have just done the simple thing over and over again, it's just a small amount, do the simple thing over and over and over and over again, I promise when you get 40 years old, and you look at your retirement account, you could not put a price tag on the peace of mind it gives you to know that your retirement account is set. But if you're in your 40s right now, if you're in your 50s right now, go to this calculator, start running different scenarios and see what you can do. See what adjustments you can make, and I think you would be absolutely shocked about what can happen if you will just start now. If you're 40 years old, you still got 25 years left until you're 65. You can do a lot of damage in 25 years if you're just starting now. I understand we all want to reinvest into our business because we get the best ROI, but I don't want that to be a cop-out for not planning for retirement, okay? We lie to ourselves too often, say we'll work till we're dead, or our business is our retirement. I think if you can have your business as your retirement, that's great, but why not pair it with an actual retirement plan by investing into the stock market? I'm talking about something that 100% of people can do, all right? 100% of people can open up an online account, and 100% of people can be diligent about automatically shifting funds to that account every single month. You don't have to know anything about real estate investing. You don't have to know anything about doing a business. You don't have to know any of that. All you have to do is open the account, put funds in it every single month. I promise you will be eternally grateful you did.